For more reactions to Schumer's speech, we're bringing in Amit Halevi. He's a member of the Israeli Knesset in Netanyahu's Likud party. Good to have you this morning. So let's start with that. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, as we just heard, called for re-elections and said that Netanyahu is one of the obstacles to peace. So what was your and your party's initial reaction to that?
Thank you for having me here. I can tell you that I was more than surprised to hear those words from Senator Schumer. I think the comparison between Benjamin Netanyahu and the leaders of the Hamas and Palestinian authorities is not only ridiculous, I think it's a real shame. And in general, I can tell you that I think that we need to respect the right and the fair and the proper relations between states. Should be that every state has its own sovereignty. And I'm saying it because of the friendship and the friendly relations that the United States and Israel have, because friendly relations include respected and fair relation. This is not the treatment that we get in the recent weeks. And I remind you also the sanctions that President Biden actually signed in the recent weeks against our citizens, although that we have a very, very strong judicial system here. Those are activities that are unfair, unfriendly, and I expect that the American administration will keep the good tradition of friendly relations between countries. This is not the status, and I'm saying it to my great regret.
Right. So, because to be honest, this is quite a surprise to many, right? Especially because Schumer has always been a staunch supporter of Israel and also had a close relationship with Netanyahu, especially. So, hearing what you just said, are you worried about waning support from the U.S.?
I'm worried from losing sovereignty, and that it will not happen. I'm just worrying from the international climate that actually we can hear those type of statements. They are, as I said, they are unexpected. And Israel is, we are a young state, but we are a very ancient people. We were here 3,000 years ago. We were here 4,000 years ago exactly, and we will be here in another 3,000 and 4,000 years to the future. So I'm not worried about Israel. Israel is a strong country. I am worried about the international relations in the international system, and I think we need all to make the effort to keep fair relations between states. We are not involving, think that we will say, or any Israeli leader will say that whatever American leader is in the same group of I don't know, Bin Laden, and that's horrible. And I think that we should not cross these lines. And I expect from the American leaders, although we have disagreements about different issues, that's fine. Still, the treatment should be respectful and fair.
Right. I also want to leave the historical side of party and just focus on the current politics, because aside from whether Schumer making those remarks was, right or wrong, appropriate or not, there have also been calls within the Likud party for early re-elections. So is that something the Knesset or the Likud party would welcome?
No, and I think that those calls for re-elections during a war are something that is impossible. Israel is in war, and we're in a very serious war. It's not only war in Gaza, as you know, it's all around us. And actually, it's not for Gaza. The war is for Washington and for Paris and for Rome, exactly as it's for Gaza, because we are in a war against the powers that actually want to implement the radical Muslim vision. We are the small Satan in their vision. The big Satan is the United States of America. So I suggest we all be in this, shoulder to shoulder in this front line against the ideology that this is the real enemy here. It's not the weapons, it's not the terror organizations, it's the radical Muslim ideology that actually threats the whole Western world. And unfortunately, there are also in the Western world several powers and organizations that they cooperate with the maybe the worst enemies of the Western world. And I hope that will be changed, and we will end this war with total victory. Not with victory, but with total victory. Means not only victory over the soldiers and the organizations, but victory over the ideology.
Right, certainly something that Netanyahu has also emphasized before. Thank you so much, Amit Halevi, for your reaction to the situation. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.